Hello everyone, so today I'm going to be showing you my 2018 Mustang GT. I'm basically going to give you an overview of the car, all the mods that it has done, and kind of some stuff I want to do to it, but that's like in the far future. This is, like I said, a 2018 Mustang GT with the 301A package and the performance package. But yeah, it has the big screen right here. It has heated and cooled seats. It has different drive modes right here. It has for the steering wheel, and then of course traction control. This is a manual, and it has the oil pressure gauges right there, and then the vacuum or the boost. So I don't know if you guys can see it, Coyote performance package. And then I have, this car is tuned by Lund Racing right here. I have E85 tuning there. I'm gonna be putting it on E85 maybe tomorrow, because I still have 73 miles, so I can run out the tank as slow as I can, and then I can switch over to the tune and put E85. I'm gonna turn off the car and show you guys some of the mods. It only has the intake, of course, Lund Racing tune, and a full exhaust. Sorry for the wind, if you guys can't hear me. So, whoa, holy crap, there's a lot of wind. So basically, this is a 5.0 car with a V8. It has the the reservoir tank. I wish it was black so I can kind of match with the rest of the engine. And if you can see right here, the JLT cold air intake. And yeah, that's basically everything you can see, because everything else is like under the car. It has headers by MBRP. I don't know if you guys can see it down there. So basically it has headers, and then it has a catback exhaust. It I think it's the black street version, I think. Oops, one more time. There we go. I'm also gonna be giving you guys some revs so that you guys can hear the car. Let me see if you guys can see the bottom. Has the headers up there, and then right here is an H pipe. I wish that it had an X pipe. I do have aftermarket wheels. These are Niche, the rims, and I gotta get new lug nuts. These are really bad. The tires are Needles 555 G2. These are 285, 35, 20. They're 20 all around, but the width of the tire in the front is 255, and then in the back, you guys can see right there, 285, 30, 20. So this one is much wider than the one in the front. I don't know if you guys can see it right there. So it kind of sticks out a little bit. And then this one in the front kind of like dips in, which I don't like. But I think I can get like wheel spacers and kind of like push it out a little bit so you can be more flush with the car. I'm gonna try to set you guys down here behind the car. Alright, now we're leaving the parking lot and I'm gonna make my way over to Mexico. see if the border is open, and get some driving clips for you guys. And I'm not gonna do it with the windows down because, as you guys saw and like earlier in the video, it's a lot of wind and you guys can barely hear me, and I talk pretty weird. I don't know, I was watching the videos back on my phone and I sound weird as hell. I don't know if that happens to you guys. I'm gonna give it a little rev right here, like under in like the middle of the garage. It's gonna sound super loud. But when the windows crack, when we get to Mexico, and then when we come back, you guys will be able to hear the car better. To me, it sounds good. I think if I were to get like a bigger exhaust, or not a bigger, like a different brand that is louder, I think that it'll be way too loud, because then everybody will hear you coming from like 2 miles away. I'm pretty sure they can hear me from like, you know, pretty far away, not that far, but I'm pretty sure wherever I go they hear me coming if I'm like past 3,000 RPM. Look at the lights, looks freaking nice. Under my feet, like right here where you put your feet, it lights up, and the little handles to open the door, and of course the dash, the cup holder right here. And apparently you can change it to any color you want, even those red, you know, the red color outlining the dash right there, and the blue itself. Yeah, you can change it to basically any color that you want. I found out that a couple of days ago. I was playing with the settings, but I think blue and with the red is my favorite, because the car is blue inside. It matches, in my opinion. It looks pretty nice. We put the windows down, give it a little rev for you guys. Woo! Man, that is loud. I'm gonna keep the windows down until we get outside, and then I'll put them up. And if you guys can see my previous video, that was a cold start. The car was sitting for 9 hours. When I give it like a cold start the next morning, after it's been sitting all night long, it's I think it's a little bit louder than that. And if I wait like 5 minutes to warm it up, and then I start driving, you know, I give it gas and then let go and just let the revolutions go down, you guys can hear some crackles and pops, and it sounds pretty nice. After it warms up, it goes away, so after you guys can't hear it anymore. Sometimes when you downshift, I'll give you guys some downshifting towards the end here. Try to go from like 5th all the way to 2nd, and let's go this way and see how it, you know, how it sounds if it catches it. So stop here. Actually, I might keep the windows open maybe a little bit, maybe like this, or a little bit less, because you guys are pretty high up on my head, and I think you guys can avoid, whoa, speed bump. I think you guys can avoid the air since you guys are like all the way up here. Hopefully you guys have a good view of the dash and a little bit of the road, because the seat is all the way down and I can't put it down any lower, or else, well, yeah, I can't put it down any lower because it won't go any lower. I wish it did so I can give you guys a better view of everything. Roll down the windows a little bit. Oh, too far. And right there. Man, when I go wide open throttle, this thing is gonna be loud. I don't think I've ever done it wide open throttle with the windows fully open. I've always had it like cracked a little bit, or I've had them fully up, because when the when the windows are up, you can hear a lot of the sound from the car, especially the exhaust inside the cabin. It's pretty loud. Yeah, you can hear it inside the cabin if I ride with the windows up. Let's make this turn right here. We're good to go. Usually shift at 3,000 RPMs, and I don't know if this car is supposed to be getting better gas mileage. I'm gonna show you guys right now. I don't know if you guys can see it down there. I'm getting 10.6 miles a gallon. That is pretty bad. And after I put it on E85, E85 usually burns quicker so that they can add more timing in the tune right here, so the car can obviously go faster and accelerate faster. I am pretty sure I'm gonna be getting like maybe 8 miles a gallon, so we'll see how that goes. And yeah, hopefully maybe tomorrow or Wednesday I'll be putting the car on E85, and then I'll do like another driving video with my reaction, telling you guys what I think. And yeah, maybe I'll wait like a week after so you guys can get a little bit of like the gas mileage and how much I get. Do it like a week after, you know, I put E85 on the car. Oh, by the way, this is my second Mustang. Little bit less than 2 years ago I got my first Mustang. It was an EcoBoost, brand new from the lot. It had like 40 miles, I guess, just from people test driving it. And then I thought, you know, back then I didn't want a V8 because it wastes too much gas. It wastes, you know, obviously more than the other one, but the other one was getting like 15 gallons, 14 gallons a mile. I mean miles a gallon, I'm sorry. And you know, this gets a little bit less. It has more power. It sounds better. I can do more stuff to it than the 4-cylinder. So it's sort of a win-win. So I regretted it, and then I bought this one almost 2 years later. I'm gonna do a little second gear downshift right here. Oh, that wasn't too good. And let's see if I can find the way to Mexico, because I've never been to Mexico, so let's see if I can get it. Whoa, I don't know if you guys can hear me. The air is coming in pretty good. Gear. I'm in third gear right now. Let's put it in track, and now we're gonna smash it. Before I started recording, I kind of zoomed in a little bit. I was messing around with the settings, and I got you guys a little bit closer so you guys can see. So this is how it sounds from inside the cabin. Hopefully you guys can see everything. And I did do it in track mode. And damn, I wish I put it on before I got to Mexico. But damn, that was really solid. I'm excited to see how it's going to be with E85. I know that car really wakes up, especially these Mustangs. I've seen a lot of videos of people putting these cars on E85 with basically the same tunes that I have on this car right now, and they do pretty good. This is a used car, and I contacted the owner that owned it before me, and he said that when he dynoed it, it was making 486. Now he could have bumped up those numbers, he could have, you know, maybe less, but that sounds about right for this car and the mods that I have. You know, with E85 right now it's on 93, but when it gets to E85, it's definitely gonna be, you know, up there in the 480s range. But the RPMs literally went to like almost 7,000. I took it almost to redline. Oh, also, the mods that I wanted to do to this car is basically boosted with a supercharger. Forces more air into the engine, is belt driven by a belt. basically instant power. I give it gas, I have power. Not like turbos. I know turbos sound cooler. Actually, no, I prefer the whine over the swoosh and the turbo, in my opinion. And yeah, basically that's the only like big mod that I want to do in the future to it. It's like right under 10K. I don't have that money. And the rest is like a front lip, and then a new upper and lower grill. Basically it's gonna be like all see-through. It's gonna be black with like a little mesh behind it, and it's gonna, you know, let more air get into the intake, which is good. You know, you want the car to get cool air. And